Lean Six Sigma benefits. How does Lean Six Sigma benefit us or any organization? Examples of implementations. We'll give you some examples. We'll give you to understand how Lean Six Sigma is implemented in your organization. Usually, what we need to do, we need to understand the sequence, and I'll tell you this, give you the sequence of implementation of Lean and Six Sigma in any organization by giving examples of 4 or 5 organizations. So first stage, I'll take another example. So, but the flow of Lean Six Sigma implementation will be clear to you. Then we'll talk about DMAC. So first 1.5 hours, we'll talk about basic statistics, etc., some statistical tools, etc., some data analytics part. First 1.5 hours, a little difficult. Please prepare yourself. Please prepare your mind for that. Then towards the end, last half an hour, I'll talk about the DMAC methodology. But you will be able to understand the DMAC methodology once you know these tools and techniques. And of course, finally, we'll give some examples in the industries. Depends on how much time we have. Based on that, I'll give you 1, 2, 3, or maybe 4 projects. I'll try to answer many of your questions. And yes, that's what it is. And if required, we can think of doing a question answers session also extra if required. Otherwise, we'll. So please be prepared to stay for half an hour longer to answer get the answers to your questions. So although this program is for 2 hours, I'll talk about the tools, techniques, etc. I'll give you a lot of information, and after that, I will be giving some examples. I will be answering your questions, and I'll be happy to do that. First, introduction to Anexas. And to introduce you to the organization, we have been around for the last 15 years. Last week, we celebrated very grand ceremony. We have Global Excellence Awards given to different professionals around the world, right from US, Middle East, Europe, to India, Australia, etc. People were rewarded and awarded for their good work done in the process excellence domain. We have trained more than 150,000 people around the world, and quite a few hundreds of them now have joined, 700 of you. So it gets added to that. And just to tell about myself, so if I go back around 30 years ago, I just graduated in 1990, had a lot of dreams in my eyes. I was a chemical engineer. I quickly did an MBA in finance from Jannalal Bajaj, one of the top 5 MBA institutes in India those days. And then I started working very hard. I used to work in 12-hour per day shift. I was earning $50 per month. During 1990, it was a decent salary. And I was also an amateur poet. I used to write poetry. By the way, I still write poetry. I've published 2 books as well. So in Hindi and Urdu, if you're if you're interested in knowing which language it is. And after that, of course, above all, I was very hardworking. And one fine day, the organization released notice. It was not notice, it was like something good, that we are going to select top 10 people, top 10 performers in the organization, and they will be given Lean Six Sigma training. They will be certified as Lean Six Sigma, and once they get certified as Lean Six Sigma, they will be doing some projects, and these projects will benefit the organization. And of course, they will be very, very valuable assets to the organization. Well, I thought that I was one of them. I must be one of them, a top 10. A top 10. Everyone thinks that he's a hero, isn't it? So I also thought that I would definitely get selected in this training, but unfortunately, the organization did not think so. And I was not part of that training. But the good thing I saw was that those who attended the training and got certified and did projects, they were highly valuable people, highly sought after people. It was a global company, so around the world, the different units, they started, inviting them to share those projects. So I said, well, I would like to also achieve some status like this. What I did, I started waiting for the next batch, but that next batch never happened. Then I decided that I will myself go and, get trained. So what I did, I invested some money and paid $10,000 for the whole course. So $15,000 for going and coming to Paris. And I also completed a project on my own. Although I told the organization that I'm doing a project, and the organization said that, well, good, if you're able to do that, why not? And I also, after some time, was a sought after person. And today, as I stand before you, I'm a Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt, PMP, CPHQ, with 30 years of industry experience, consulted more than 200 organizations, including Fortune 100 companies, trained more than 150,000 professionals, author of 2 books, and also a poet, and father of 2 college-going children, and husband to a pediatrician. Okay. I've guided more than 1,000 projects, and my team, along with my team, we have guided more than 10,000 projects around the world in almost every domain. I've been a speaker in various conferences. Just to tell you that I'm the right person to take this program and also teach you all the skills. Okay. And I've been appeared for TV shows, etc. as well. Just some photographs from various programs around the world. Those pre-pandemic days, I used to have large batches and I was missing them. But then I realized that, well, now we have ongoing trainings thanks to my team. And we are able to do all these trainings online. This is a special batch, special photograph. This is the first ever batch in whole of Middle East conducted by any person to conduct a Lean Six Sigma Black Belt training, official Black Belt training. And I'm proud to tell you that I was the person who conducted that training. And I keep showing this photograph everywhere to everyone, wherever I go. Lots of different, this is China, Chinese hospital. They became yellow belt, green belt, black belt, and master black belts. Also attended the CPHQ training. Then they attended the project management training as well. Usually that happens. People go for whole package. And yeah, so Europe, US, and whatnot, a lot of awards we have won over the last 15 years. And in different forums, ministers of health ministers of 4 countries have attended our training programs and have got certified, appeared and presented on TV. And lots of, like this was the Z Business show for 13 episodes. I talked about process excellence in industries and had a lot of fun on that TV show. You can still watch that on YouTube. Spoken in very
on 21st of May 2019, I'm going to speak in American Society of Quality's World Conference in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm going to talk about how one of the fields in artificial intelligence, robotic process automation or RPA, can be used to support process improvement initiatives along with Lean and Six Sigma. We will see how this combination leads to improved productivity, improved quality, and reduced costs. Using a case study from a bank, I will share a roadmap to leverage the capabilities of existing quality programs like Six Sigma with RPA to produce better results. So see you there on 21st of May in Fort Worth.
It's an honor to have Railways as our client. Anexas को बड़ी खुशी है कि हमारे पास रेलवेज हमारा एक क्लाइंट है और सबसे मज़े की बात यह है कि रेलवेज को जो सप्लाई करता है डीजल भारत पेट्रोलियम वो भी हमारा क्लाइंट है और जो कैरेजेस बनते हैं जो डब्बे बनाए जाते हैं BEML बनाता है और BEML भी हमारा क्लाइंट है और स्टील अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया जो व्हील्स बनाता है जो जिनके पहिए बनाता है वो भी हमारा क्लाइंट है और राष्ट्रीय केमिकल्स फर्टिलाइजर्स जो फर्टिलाइजर्स बनाता है किसानों के लिए
So one last video which I would like to share, that this also emphasizes that when you are conducting and implementing Lean and Six Sigma, success matters. So don't train just the senior management. Of course, it starts with senior management. And I'll tell you, when I'm telling you the roadmap of implementing Lean Six Sigma in an organization, I'll tell you about the whole roadmap. And it starts with senior management. But here in this case, it was a national business company manufacturing unit in Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, where we also trained the people and the workers and operators in basic tools of Lean. And they really transformed the status of the projects, and the success rate also multiplied. So this is one thing which always should go. So Lean Six Sigma is not only about statistics. Of course, we will be learning a lot of statistics today, but along with that, it is also involving people.
The advantage of conducting a Lean and Six Sigma training program and implementation is that you get to work with lots of people from various countries, speaking lots of languages. I like the way we have this client where we have trained the senior management to the people on the front line. तो हमारे साथ आज हमने लीन का वर्कशॉप किया है, और हमारे साथ बहुत सारे अलग अलग कंट्रीज से लोग हैं, जैसे कि यहाँ है हमारे साथ बांग्लादेश, और यहाँ पर इंडिया और पाकिस्तान फॉर अ चेंज दोनों साथ में खड़े हैं, माइंड वेल, और नेपाल है, और हमारे साथ फिलीपींस, और हम सब मिलकर बोलेंगे एंड वी आर द वर्ल्ड.
I've been regularly writing in Times of India, Arab News, and Economic Times, and Dainik Bhaskar, and published a book as well. Okay, now let us talk about Lean Six Sigma benefits. Let us talk about the benefits of Lean Six Sigma. Okay, so if you can just tell me, can you find some similarities here? Can you find some similarities? A manufacturing company improves production by 30%. Hospital reduces discharge time of patients from 3 hours to 15 minutes. 64% reduction in recruitment side time in a multinational company. Hotel improves customer experience and increases bookings to almost 2 times. A bank reduces errors and cycle times by 80% with enhanced CSAT. Can you please tell me what are the similarities? And you can write down in the chat box. I can see all your chats, whatever you are writing, but of course others cannot see because we have not enabled everyone else to see the chats. Otherwise, there's so many hundreds of people now, so our message will get lost there. So yes, please go ahead. And I see people writing. Okay, increased productivity. Okay, oh, so many answers. Well, okay, almost everyone is correct. Okay, okay. Yes, please go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, you're right. Okay. Okay, so now almost everyone is right. Everyone is right. So nice to see. Everyone is right. And
closely, all of them are Lean and Six Sigma improvement projects done in various organizations. So what does Lean and Six Sigma bring it for you? Lean and Six Sigma reduces the costs, reduces the defects, wastes, rework, cycle times in a company. It also improves the quality, production efficiency, productivity, customer satisfaction, capacity, profitability, and resilience. And which CEO would not love a person who can help the company achieve all these things? So, well, Lean and Six Sigma green belts and black belts are those individuals who can do improvement projects in the organization by choosing improvement opportunities and converting these improvement opportunities into projects. It all started in Motorola when Bob Galvin, the CEO, took a challenge saying that I would like to improve everything by 5 times in the organization. And he was told about some statistical tools and techniques which Bill Smith and Michael Harry were using to improve the processes. Bob Gulvin was so much impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing, he told them to develop a methodology which, if applied to the organizational processes, can improve the processes. So he was particularly impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing. They were choosing improvement projects. Now, what is the definition? As I told you, definition of a project is it has a starting point, it has an end point, it doesn't exist after some time. So Bill Smith and Michael Harry would translate the improvement opportunities in the organization to projects, and applying tools and techniques of statistics, they would find the root causes of the problem, and then after solving the root causes of the problem would impact the organizational bottom line. Both of them developed Six Sigma DMAC methodology. They started training the green belts and black belts. Green belts and black belts were the people who could fight all the quality related problems in the organizations. Six Sigma brought in a lot of benefits for Motorola, and it also won Malcolm Baldrige Award in 1988. Jack Welch of GE was so much impressed with this methodology that he told his employees that you would not be promoted if you are not a green belt. So everyone wanted to be a green belt, everyone started doing projects. Then GE started telling their vendors and suppliers that if you want to have business from GE, you need to implement Six Sigma. So vendors also started asking what is Six Sigma, and GE would say that we will send our master black belts and train you in this methodology. So in this manner, Lean Six Sigma spread out around the world, and today almost 80% of the Fortune 100 companies and many, many more companies around the world have implemented Six Sigma and Lean. Lean started in Toyota. I will tell you the story of.
So that was the brief history of what was how Lean and Six Sigma originated, or Toyota started Lean. I'll not go into the details of that right now, but let me just talk about briefly, very, very briefly, what is Lean and what is Six Sigma. So if you were to ask me in 3 to 4 sentences, can you tell me what Lean and Six Sigma, what is Lean, what is Six Sigma? In that case, Lean is about map the process by doing a Gemba investigation. Now, Gemba means going to the field, going where the actions, go to the place of action. Go to the field, see how the things are taking place, and then map the process and identify the waste in the system. And after identification of the waste in the system, try to eliminate or reduce this waste so that you are able to reduce the cycle times and reduce the errors and mistakes and defects in the processes. That is what is Lean. What is Six Sigma? Six Sigma is about understanding what the customer wants, understanding the specifications, limits of the customer, and then after that, trying to deliver to the customer within the specifications or specification limits set by the customer. Every product or service will have variation. If your product or the service is consistent, delivering quality consistently, day on a day, week on week, or month on month, the customer will trust you. And if you reduce the variation in the process, it will definitely give you more business. The customers will give you more business. So that is what a Six Sigma is, reducing the variation so that your defects are reduced, customer satisfaction is enhanced. Now, to understand all these things in detail, that was a three sentence definition of Lean and Six Sigma. Then there is a lot of, there's more to it, I would say, not these 3 sentences. These are methodologies. Now, Lean and Six Sigma both are combined nowadays to deliver excellent value to the customer. We don't fall into the debate of what is better, Lean or Six Sigma. Both are good. Both are good for the organization. So why to leave anything? We conduct trainings in both Lean and Six Sigma. So when you become a green belt or a black belt from us, and like today also you are going to become yellow belt. You are a Lean and Six Sigma yellow belt, not only Lean yellow belt or Six Sigma. By the way, in Lean there is no yellow belts or green belts and black belts. So in Six Sigma it is. So it's a combination. It's a combination of both methodologies to deliver value to the customers. See, customer is looking for value. Customer is always looking for value. And anything which you do in your organization should add value to the customer. It should not add value only to you, or it should not be just done for the sake of following a step. You should evaluate each and every step on 3 criteria. You should evaluate each and so let me talk about a little bit about Lean. What is Lean? Okay, very briefly. Although I will talk more about Six Sigma and statistical tools in today's program, because I want to teach you the difficult concepts. Some of the most difficult concepts which generally you won't be learning otherwise, but they're so important, and you'll understand after 1.5 hours. You'll understand that you're missing out on these points and still performing your operations without realizing what you are missing. There are regression equations in your operations. There are control limits of each and every machine, each and every process, each and every delivery process, each and every banking process. Every process, they have control limits. They exist, but we are not aware of it. And we manage without knowing all these things. You should be wondering after this 2-hour training program, how was I managing? So that illiteracy would be revealed. And of course, you'll be literate after these 2 hours of training. I promise you that. Hold on. And if you can, of course, wait for a half an hour more, I'll highly recommend that. I will show you some more projects. Okay, some more projects from various industries, and whichever industry you are from, I'll be answering some very specific questions after that. So let me pull out what is Lean. Now, what I'm going to show you is right now. I'll just play a short video. In fact, we also provide you lots of training material, lots of videos. So trainings are live. All trainings are live, but they are aided by lots of videos. Later on, you can watch those videos. By the way, a lot of my videos are available on our Anexas channel, YouTube channel. You can subscribe to that channel. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn and learn a lot of things. When you are connected with me. Like yesterday, I posted one simple tool called cause and effect diagram on my LinkedIn. You can also connect with us on Anexas Facebook page, Instagram page, and LinkedIn page. Okay, so now here we go. Yes, I was trying to pull.
This means go where the action is, go to the place of action. Reduce the non-value added steps as much as possible. We start with the Gemba investigation, Gemba walk. Gemba in Japanese means go where the action is, go to the place of action. So first you go to the workplace, see how the work is being performed, you map the process as is, then identify the non-value added steps in the process and try to reduce them as much as possible. In short, some of the lean tools, when applied properly, can reduce your cycle times as much as 50 to 70%. How? By reducing the non-value added activities. There is so much of waste in the system. These non-value added activities are also known as wastes. We'll talk about the 7 wastes, but let us begin with first the process mapping. Identifying the Let us define the value-added steps and the non-value-added steps. Value-added steps are those steps for which the customers are willing to pay for, which are done right the first time, means any rework, anything starting with review, rework, they are all non-value added activities. So if you are not doing right the first time, it is non-value added. And if it is done right the first time, then it is value added. And also one more criteria of assigning a step to be value added is that it should physically change the product and bring it closer to the output. So if any of these three conditions are not being satisfied, that means this process step is a non-value added activity. It can be classified as a waste. So once you map a process,
So you're on mute.
I hope you have understood what is waste. And once, no, it's very difficult. Many times, people justify that everything, whatever I'm doing is value added. But you have to think from customer's perspective, not from your perspective. So very, very important. The value is to be decided. So first you have to look at what the customer wants. So there are 7 ways. Now I've got nice videos on all these ways, but obviously due to the shortage of time, very quickly I'll tell you. Overproduction, waiting time, transportation, overprocessing, inventory, rework rejections, underutilized resources. These are the 7 or 8 waste of intelligence, waste of human mind as well. These are 7 or 8 wastes which are present in our processes. You have to develop an eye to look for a waste, and we help you to develop that. And after that, like for example, if I take an example of my own training programs, 2 years ago, I would conduct a training program in London, and I really enjoyed traveling to London, then going to New York, then going to Dubai, then going to Riyadh, then Jeddah, then Mumbai, then Bangalore, then Manila. I really traveling around the world. But if you look from customer's perspective, what was the customer looking at for these training programs? What is the value customer is asking for? It is transfer of knowledge, gaining of knowledge about Lean and Six Sigma methodologies, and ultimate value would be to save some good money for the organization. And of course, enhance the career of those individuals who are taking those training programs. But my traveling, like booking a hotel room, booking a flight, taking a taxi from my home to say airport, then waiting in the lounge and enjoying the things in the lounge, waiting for the flight to board. These were all not adding value to the customer. What was the value? Understanding of Lean Six Sigma principles. But all these activities were not adding any value. This, unfortunately, this was a waste. As per Lean, it was a waste. So identify, there are so many approvals. Approval is like, what do you do in approvals? Oh, I'll have a look and I sign on it. You have 3-4 signatures on one document. Look around in your organization, there are 4-5 signatures unnecessarily. When one signature would do, there are 5 people signing on the document. Why? Because 10 years ago, maybe when there was lack of technology, that was required. But today it is not required. Why still we are following? Because this is the policy of the company. Sorry, you need to change it. You have to have a relook at your processes. That is what is Lean. And then comes Six Sigma. Now, Six Sigma, you'll have to understand, you have to spend around 1 hour with me understanding some high-end statistical tools. Not even high-end, I would say basic statistical tools, because today I can teach you only basic statistical tools. But they are little, sometimes people might find it difficult, but I'll try to make it as easy as possible. I'll ensure that you understand all these concepts, and this will change your mindset of how you would operate your processes. To understand that, and before I go into that 1 hour of detailed discussion, let me tell you how Lean Six Sigma is implemented in an organization. So this is easy to understand, this part, which I'm going to show you, how Lean Six Sigma is implemented, so that you understand what the Lean Six Sigma methodology is about. So I'm going to talk about Lean and Six Sigma implementation roadmap. I'll give you 4 or 5 phases which are important to implement Lean and Six Sigma in an organization. And I'll keep taking some examples from various industries and companies where I have implemented Lean Six Sigma. So when you are implementing Lean and Six Sigma, you choose projects. Now, what is the definition of a project? Definition of a project is it has a starting point and end point. It doesn't exist after some time. It is a one-time activity. The project by itself, the definition of project, the basic definition of a project is it's a one-time activity. So what you do, you convert the improvement opportunities. Whatever you want to improve in your organization, you convert this into a project. Okay, so suppose I want to reduce recruitment cycle time in an organization. Recruitments are taking too long. That affects the productivity of the organization. So then in that case, I will like to reduce the recruitment cycle time. Procurement time, it's too long. I would like to reduce it. Errors, mistakes committed, too long, too many. Then you would like to reduce it. All these can be converted into a project. And with a proper goal statement, a smart goal statement. Today, my defect level is at 2%. I would like to reduce it to 0.05%. It's a project. I would do it in 3 months, 5 months. We choose projects from different domains. Okay. And then we assign these projects to green belts and black belts. And how it is done? Let us see. First, we create a nice infrastructure in a company. So think of your own company. Suppose it is implementing Lean and Six Sigma, and it invites me. Now, I'm the master black belt. I was, by the way, like you. By the way, to become a master black belt, it just takes 3 to 4 months. I know a lot of organizations, a lot of certifying bodies, they keep telling it will take 6 months, 2 years, 5 years, even 10 years. By the way, I took maybe 5 to 10 years. But those were those old times. Please understand. Please understand, knowledge has changed drastically over the last 20 years. So don't go by the traditional thought processes. Education has changed over the last 20 years. Earlier, my yellow belt training used to be 2 days. Then it reduced to 1 day. Now it is 2 hours. But I'm teaching the same tools and techniques. But we have gone lean here. We have eliminated a lot of non-value added steps, right? And there is a lot of aid, videos, electronic media, all these things are there. Plus some more material for you to study later on. Now, all these things combined together is making you yellow belt. Okay, so master black belts like me, and you can become a master black belt in 3 to 4 months. First, you have to do a green belt, then black belt and master black belt. I'll tell you the roadmap after the end of this program, once we finish the program. The master black belt, like me, is say sought by organization. They say, well, we want to implement Lean and Six Sigma. So what I would do, I will have a steering committee. I will invite the CEO and the senior managers. If CEO is not available, whoever is the site head, whoever is the highest ranking official in that particular location, along with the top 4 or 5 officials, we will form a steering committee. And I would conduct a champions training for them. I would involve even some senior managers. Even I'll show you how we do that in a short while. And then they would be taught some basic tools. The way I'm teaching you in 2 hours, they won't be taught some tools in details. I'll be teaching you tools in detail because your aim is to learn more and further become a green belt and a black belt. But for them, like senior managers, they're supposed to understand what is DMAIC methodology and what they should expect from Lean Six Sigma. I train them. We call it as champions training. And once they understand what Six Sigma is, then they choose some project. We have a methodology of choosing a project, and then we choose some of the best projects, and they assign some of the best performing individuals in the organization for this training. Okay. And these green belts, they are known as green belts and black belts. They undergo a training and apply these tools and techniques, whatever they are learning in the classroom, to the real life, to the situation in the operations of their organizations. And they are given a project. So an operations person would be given, like say, suppose if you're an engineering company, they would say machine downtime is 8 hours per day or per week. You would like to reduce 8 hours per week to 2 hours per week. If you're a banking organization, account opening time is taking 1 hour today. We would like to make it happen in 5 minutes. These are all projects. You assign those. Recruitment person, HR person, recruitment is taking like say 90 days. You would like to reduce it to 60 days. All these projects are given to these green belts and black belts, and they undergo a training. And the champions are the head of the department. Champions are we also call them sponsors. They are the head of the department, in whose department we are doing the project. So a recruitment cycle time reduction project is being done in HR department. So HR head or the director of HR would be the champion or the sponsor. And we will also have a process owner. Process owner means who the manager who's responsible for that process, in this case, the recruitment process. So we have formed an infrastructure. Then we conduct a champions training the way I did for one of the companies. I'll show you very quickly about it. But let me first let us have a look at who is yellow belt. Yellow belt is who understands basics of Lean Six Sigma, but he can't do a project because you have not practiced those tools. You have just listened. Green belt has practiced those tools, hands-on experience. The way when I conduct a green belt and black belt training program, we do a project. We make you do a project in the classroom. And then we apply all the tools and techniques to that particular project. We choose generally our sometimes procurement cycle time. And you can choose your own project. We have got many case studies. You can pick up anyone. And you simultaneously keep applying these tools and techniques. And by the end of the training program, you would have completed a project. Green belts have applied tools and techniques. Black belts know some advanced tools and techniques. Some very, very advanced tools and techniques so that you can do cross-functional projects, bigger projects. And you can work with large populations in the sense like large data. It is virtually a data analytics course. We also conduct data analytics course, by the way. But data analytics course is like part of the Six Sigma is like a whole management. Like it's a package of improving something. It's a result-oriented program. Data analytics is just part of it. Black belt. Then master black belt. Master black belt is a person who can train others. Person like me who has got some experience in training people, consult and rolling out. You can be a consultant also. If you are a master black belt, you can be self-employed too. So green belt takes 3 days of training plus a lot of, we give you a lot of material, a lot of videos. You can watch them separately. Black belt takes another 3 days of training, 3 days, full days. Or in the evenings, we conduct the training. So for example, in the 2 hours for 10 days for green belt and 2 hours for 10 days for black belt in the evenings and mornings. We have 2 batches. So something like that. So green belts and black belts, they learn tools and techniques. They're able to apply these tools and techniques to a real life situation. If there is no real life situation, then you can do a virtual project too, which we provide. And by the way, if you do a real project, we also give you an award in our annual award functions. And this last week only we held one. And the next year it was going to be held in Dubai. And after that, it will be held in London. So we have already booked the hotels. And hopefully pandemic will be over by then. And we'll have our award functions as per the schedule. So green belt, black belts, and master black belts. These are the people. And I hope you understood. If you have any questions, you can write down. I may not be able to take the names of the people, but I can see all your messages and the team will definitely pass on your questions to me. Okay, then here is like, so let's say this company. This was a Swiss company. It was a pharmaceutical company. And the senior managers, first they were trained by me. So here we used a game, courier service game for senior managers. And they played a game and we applied these tools. And suppose they acted, 4 people sitting in 4 corners acted like customers. They sent some couriers to each other. And the people sitting in the front in the center, they acted like a courier service company. And the job was to deliver those couriers to the customers. And they were conducting a lot of mistakes and delays. And then I taught them some tools and techniques. And after that, within 2 to 3 hours of applying these tools and techniques, they were able to improve the process drastically. So these senior managers, they got some confidence on those tools and techniques, and they were ready to recruit, or they were able to appoint or assign green belts and black belts. So they chose the projects, and once they chose the project, now I'm going to another company. Of course, I have time to tell you that this is applicable to all organizations: manufacturing, banking, finance, large conglomerates, oil industry. So I'm trying to take different phases I'm talking about, but different industries deliberately I've chosen. So now projects have been selected. The best performers have been appointed for the training. By the way, right now, I'm telling you the top-down approach of implementing Lean Six Sigma. There is a bottoms-up approach also. Bottoms-up approach means people like you get trained independently. The way I got trained independently. I said, okay, company is not training me, doesn't matter. I will train myself. So people like you get trained in companies with us, like us. We are also, by the way, we are not only conducting training, we are not trainers only, we are consultants also. So you will be trained by the people who are actually implementing these tools and techniques day in and day out, because this is what is happening here. So that really carries a lot of weightage. The experience really counts. So now these people, the champions, have now appointed the senior, some good performers. They are undergoing a training.
Team name 1, 2, 3.
So this actually, okay, let me show you this, no problem. So these people who have, these are the people who have been appointed, and
Team name 1, 2, 3.
So these people, the group you see, this is one group. There is another group on the other side. There are 3-4 groups, and they are now ready to get trained. And they have just come for the first 5 minutes of the training. Every team undergoes 5 stages: forming, storming, norming, performing, and adjourning. Whenever you're doing a project, you have to first form the team. A, B, C, D, E. You are in one team. An objective of your team, the goal of your project is to reduce recruitment cycle time, to reduce the errors in the finance process, whatever it is. And forming, storming, norming, generally we follow certain techniques. So here we give a slogan, we make a team vision, a slogan and a statement and a whoop for the team, and even a song for the team they have devised. So that's what they are presenting right now.
And team leader. And your slogan 1, 2, 3. Green air, go! Okay. And your song.
Retake. 1, 2, 3, go! Let's go green! Let's go green! Let's go green! We are the champions! We are the team!
Wow.
By the way, so Lean Six Sigma is not boring. It's all those statistics, and all these people, they have no statistical background, not at all. But they all learned those tools and techniques and helped improve the processes of the organization. Okay, so that was
Well,
once
we have
you
Alex
have
with
done the
us.
project, once you have completed the project, then the people who have completed the project, now National Healthcare Service in UK, they are also our client. So this person, Alex, has already completed. Now he's a black belt, and you have to present those projects to those people whom you saw. Now, once they complete the project, they present to the senior management in a nice ceremony, and then they get certified.
Well, we have Alex with us, and he has done excellent Lean and Six Sigma projects in National Healthcare Service and in hospitals. So, Alex, would you like to tell us something about it?
Hello, I'm Alex Wells, Head of Service Improvements at the Royal Liverpool University Hospital. I've been really fortunate to present today on how us as a trust are using Lean and Six Sigma principles to deliver better care for our patients. I've presented today on a lot of the work that we've done around how we've improved patient outcomes, reducing mortality, improving length of stay, and also talked about how we can actually realise some financial benefits from that. Over the past 2 years, we've been really fortunate that we've done some good work, and it's actually delivered us £2 million worth of quality efficiencies through delivering better patient care.
And after that, there are a lot of credentials we have got. They have appreciated us a lot. I'm not going to show you those videos. This is a bank. So again,
Hi, my name is Rajiv. I work with Bank Muscat at Oman, and Anexas consultancy led by Amitabh have helped us in the Lean Six Sigma journey.
a lot of projects completed, and finally we have got this was one wave. We choose some project, let's say 10-15 projects. These people get trained, they execute the projects. That is one wave. The second wave after that will deliver 15 more projects. This continues year on year. I started my journey, like I remember in AXA in 2003, we launched Lean Six Sigma, and they're still running this initiative. In Maersk, I was involved in the first team when they started implementing Six Sigma. They're still running this initiative. In 2007, I started. And this company, where again, this is the logistics company in Saudi Arabia.
My name is Mohammed Al-Bayati. I'm the CEO of Naql. Through Anexas, Mr. Amitabh has teach me and more than 1,000 employees of Naql, Six Sigma and Lean processes. This this affected our bottom lines by millions of riyals, and it is having a big impact in changing our company from a local company to a regional or multinational company. Thanks to Anexas and Mr. Amitabh.
Okay, so it really pays you to do and learn these tools. So now you're motivated. Now here is a statistical dose for you. I just want to tell you that whatever you're going to learn is of really great benefits. So let me introduce you some basic statistics. Okay. Do you agree with the statement? There are two types of data. Some cannot be measured and some can be measured. Do you agree with that? You can write in the chat box. Some people are telling, yes, I agree. Most of you are saying agree. Some people are saying no. But let me tell you, sorry. No, it's not. You can't improve if you cannot measure, and you can measure everything. Please remember 3 rules. What are the 3 rules? You can't improve if you cannot measure. Second is, you can measure everything. And the third rule is, if you think something cannot be measured, go back to rule number 2. That means you can measure everything. Okay, jokes apart, the third rule is, if you think something cannot be measured, probably it is attribute data. So there are 2 types of data. Okay, so let me talk about the 2 types of data. Usually when we talk about data, we have 3 responses. I do not collect the data, or I don't want to give you the data because I don't want to expose my inefficiencies to you. Why you are asking for the data? Or we have too much of data, but I don't know what to do with that. And the third is analysis is too complicated. I'm not a mathematics person. All the 3 problems are solved nowadays. The days are gone. Lean Six Sigma is not for only engineers. Lean Six Sigma is for everyone. Lean Six Sigma training doesn't take 1 week, 2 weeks, and there is no one certifying body of Lean Six Sigma. Please, I'm telling you, this is a misconception. There's no one single body. Like everyone keeps like, my Lean Six Sigma bodies, I'm affiliated to that. See, we are affiliated to everyone. Whichever you want to choose, doesn't matter. We are affiliated to, because officially we have to get affiliated with some. So we are affiliated to IASSC, International Association of Six Sigma Certification. One of the most important reason was it is about both Lean and Six Sigma. But there are other certification bodies. You choose any body, doesn't matter. We ourselves are a self-certification body. If you attend our trainings, you get a certificate from Anexas Europe, and that is valid worldwide. You will understand, actually in Lean Six Sigma, more than the certificate, the knowledge matters and your work matters. No one is going to have a look at your certificate. More important is how you have understood, whether you understood or not, who has taught you. Trainer is important. It's like music institution. You go to a music institute. Which university you did your music, learn your music, doesn't matter. How well you can sing, who taught you, that is more important. So please understand this part. And today you are going to learn certain things. One of them is there are 2 types of data, continuous data and attribute data. Okay, let me use a small video to tell you about that. And this will also enable you to understand certain things. Why and how you can measure anything in the world. How you can measure anything in the world.
Hi, I'm Amitabh Saxena, and thanks for joining our courses Anexas. I'll be taking you through then probably it is attribute data. Now let me tell you, how can you measure anything? There are 2 types of data, continuous data and attribute data. Continuous data can be represented on a number line. It can have a decimal place. It can also have a unit. Say for example, age, height. Age is 52.5 years. That's my age. Height, maybe 180.1 centimeters. Cycle time of a process 3.5 hours, or procurement time in an organization 120.3 days. These are all continuous data, because they all have a possibility of a decimal, means they can be expressed in decimal points, and also they all have a unit. Now let us talk about attribute data. Attribute data can be expressed in categories, and categories can be counted. Say, for example, if you want to measure happiness, so easiest way to measure any attribute data is to create a category, and if possible you can create a binary category. A presence or absence of that attribute can be one of the simplest categories. So if I take the example of happiness, two categories I can create: happy, unhappy. So if I want to increase the happiness in the employees in the organization, then I can always count how many employees are happy. Let's say 60 employees are happy and 40 employees are unhappy. I can express this as proportion. That means proportion of happy employees in my organization is 0.6 and proportion of unhappy employees is 0.4. And it can also be expressed as percentage. Now this proportion or percentage, they don't have a unit. And a count like 60 employees, I can't have 60.1 employees who are happy. So the count will not have any decimal point. So this is what continuous data and attribute data is. It is very important to know the difference between continuous and attribute data. And it is very important to understand what is continuous data and what is attribute data, because the tools which you are going to use in the measure and analyze phases, they depend on what type of data you are dealing with. If you are dealing with continuous data, then you might use histograms. If you are dealing with attribute data, you may use pie chart or Pareto charts or bar charts. If you are dealing with combination of continuous and attribute, like in inferential statistics, then you may be using box plots and scatter plots and regression, ANOVA, chi-square, etc. So the tool usage depends on the type of data you are dealing with. So it is very important to understand the types of data. More about it, we will discuss it.
So now let me ask you a question. Can you give me an example of continuous data? And can we give an example of attribute data? Okay. Continuous data. Tell me continuous data. Okay. Then I'll ask you a question. If you can't answer, I'll have to tell this all over again. Okay, temperature, height, weight. Okay. Great. Now, let me ask you a question. Data types. Attributes. Okay, some people said recruitment cycle time. Okay, recruitment cycle time. Recruitment time, 90.5 days. Okay. Temperature, some people said temperature. Yes, 37.2 degrees Celsius. There is a possibility of a decimal point. That means these numbers can be expressed on a number line. Number line, any number 90.5369 is also possible on that continuous data. That is why it is known as continuous scale. Now, how about the attribute data? Attribute data will have attribute, as I told you. Anything which you think cannot be measured, put this as an attribute. You will be easily able to categorize that. If you are not able to categorize that, easier way to categorize anything in this world is think of that particular attribute's presence or absence. Can you tell me anything which you cannot measure? Can you give me an example? Can you give me, first of all, you should not be able to give an example because you should have been convinced by now, but still some people are still in doubt. Satisfaction, helplessness. Okay. Okay. Gender. Okay, you can. Gender so easy. Male and female, I can categorize them. Proportion and percentage. Very good. Now, I'll take, I will take an example which I really liked, helplessness. Feeling helpless and not feeling helpless. Okay, very nice. I think this is the best example, best one. Thanks for, I forgot the name because so many people are there. Corona awareness, aware or not aware, behavior, good, bad, pain, painful, not painful. So many. See, everything is possible. Create a category, presence or absence. And I asked 10 of my employees, are you feeling helpless? Or people attending this training program, are you feeling helpless? Well, we are totally lost. Okay, we are feeling helpless. Maybe 3 people say yes. Or let's say 100 people I ask, 30 people say, I'm feeling helpless, to be very honest. 70 people say, I'm not feeling helpless, I'm feeling resourceful. And then I say, oh, by the end of 1 hour, the trainees, my trainees, 30% of the people feel helpless and 70% no. I would like to reduce this 30% to 10% or 5%. I can take up a project. I cannot improve my process if I really don't measure the helplessness. Please understand, when you are talking about something cannot be measured, probably it is just one category of an attribute. There is another category which is existing. Please be aware of that. Okay, tell me now. Quality percentage, continuous or attribute data, or defect percentage, infection rate, continuous or attribute, tell me. Continuous or attribute data. People are telling continuous data. Sorry to tell you, again you are mistaken. When I say infection rate, whenever there is a percentage or a proportion, it is always attribute data. When you say infection rate, actually it is telling about what? Infection. Infected patients, not infected. 98 out of 100, 0.202, 0.98, 2%, 98%. It is attributed to, please understand, because the tool and technique which you are going to use to analyze your data depends on what type of data it is. You cannot use, like for example, when you are dealing with continuous data, you have to make a histogram. You can use it, expresses as a histogram. Recruitment cycle time, on an average 90.5 days. But I go sometimes as high as 120 days, as low as 60 days. Okay. It will follow normal distribution. Temperature, my body temperature, on an average, it is 37 degrees, or patients coming to my hospital, people coming to my in my organization, working in my organization. Every day I am collecting the data because of Corona, the pandemic. And on an average, I find it is 36.8. Sometimes it is 37. Very rarely it goes above 37.2. And very, very rarely it goes below 36 say 6 or so. Follows normal distribution, but here, helpless. I will use a bar chart or I will use a pie chart. 30% are feeling helpless, 70% are feeling resourceful. Feelings, happy, sad. Nowadays, Facebook measures those feelings, right? You can measure how many, after seeing my post, how many people felt sad, how many people felt excited, how many people are encouraging. All these things, data can be collected. Please remember, you can measure everything. And then when you are measuring, please remember attributed continuous data, because the tool usage will be different. Tool usage will be different. And then when you are trying to correlate the two data, again, there will be combinations like temperature and infection. Are they correlated? Helplessness and recruitment time, are they correlated? See, anything can be correlated with everything. We are statisticians. Later on, we would like to reduce the recruitment cycle time in the organization, right? Recruitment cycle time depends on a lot of factors. Lots and lots of factors. We can brainstorm on these causes using cause and effect diagram. We can brainstorm. There's a tool called brainstorming. Simple tool. I'll talk about that if time permits. Even I'll talk about that. But let me tell you a little bit about some in-depth statistical analysis. Now, I hope you understood what is continuous and attribute data. I hope you understood what is continuous and attribute data. Any questions on this? Okay, great. Now let me expand this a little bit. As I told you, this data follows normal distribution. What is normal distribution? Let me talk about that a little bit more. What is normal distribution? What is normal distribution? Let me talk about that. Okay. Where is, oh, sorry, it got closed. Yeah. By the way, I've got beautiful videos on all of these tools, but it will take time to play those videos. So I'll be a little quick. Mr. Gauss, Carl Friedrich Gauss, he found that all the repetitive processes in the world, they follow normal distribution. He called it a normal distribution because it is normal to obtain a normal distribution. So suppose I take my example of say traveling time to my office. Every day I take, let's say, sometime, let's say collect data on like 7-8 days. One day I took 30 minutes, one day I took 35 minutes, one day I took 25 minutes, and so on and so forth. It will always have an average. And it will also have something called as standard deviation. Now, how to calculate the standard deviation? I will not be covering this in this module, but just be aware of the fact the standard deviation exists. You can easily calculate. Nowadays, you can easily calculate using tools. Now, like for example, I have Minitab. I've got recruitment cycle time example of a process. I can easily, those who are green belts, black belts, I see some of my certified green belts in the, why you are here? Okay, you forgot or what? Okay, it doesn't matter. Always good to revise things. So in Greenbelt, we give you this software, and this is Minitab software. You can also download a demo version if you want from minitab.com. And here, I can very easily calculate the average and standard deviation. So this average of this recruitment time in this company is 89, around 90 days. And the standard deviation is around 11 days. Okay. I can easily go. So don't worry about how to calculate. Nowadays, you don't have to calculate anything. You have to be able to apply those tools and techniques to your advantage. So Mr. Gauss, he found that all the processes, they have an average. And this is the probability distribution of all the readings, whole population. Whole population lies between plus minus 3 standard deviations. Between plus minus 3 standard deviations. What is plus minus 3 standard deviation? 99.73% of the population lies between plus and minus 3 standard deviation. What does it mean? So I collected the data, 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 25 minutes, 26 minutes, 23 minutes, etc. Average is 30 and standard deviations, let's say 5 minutes. Now I collected how many days of sample? 6 days of sample. But now I can predict about my all 360 days of travels. Over the next 1 year, 2 years, or as long as I'm working in the same office and staying in the same home and using the almost same vehicle, how much time I will be taking? It will be taking 30. 1 time standard deviation will be how much? Can you tell me? Some of you might be able to give me the answer. 1 time standard deviation will be how much? Standard deviation is 5. 1 time standard deviation will be 30 plus 5. That is 35. 2 times standard deviation will be, so Mohammad Kashif is answering Sachin. Oh, all of you are all experts. I never know. You're all experts. I should do it fast. Okay, I hope you're understanding. Anyone who's not understanding, please let me know. I'll be happy to explain because this is a yellow belt training. Yeah, so this is 20 and this is 15. Okay. So Neha is telling, okay, request you to explain. Okay, so let me explain. Average. This is average, 30 minutes, you understood? One time standard deviation. What? Standard deviation is how much? 5. 1 into 5 is 5. So 30 plus 5 is 35. 35 plus 5 is 40. 40 plus 5 is 45. And so on and so forth. Now this is, now what is the use of it? Now this normal distribution exists on in all your processes. The amount of food you eat every day, it also follows normal distribution. The people, age group, the people who are attending this training program, if I take the age profile, it will follow normal distribution. Maybe this is the age profile of the people. Hopefully, I don't know. Average is 30, maximum 45. No, I don't think so. It will be like average will be around 35. Standard deviation will be maybe 5 or 6. So I'll have people attending ranging from 20 years to 60 years. Most of the people will be on around certain age. Everywhere it is heights of people, everything. Salaries of the people who are attending this program, all follows normal distribution. This exists in all your processes, like recruitment time, your machine running time, production, everything. Like you are a production company, operations company. 30 tons per day is your production. Standard deviation is 30 tons per day is your production average. Standard deviation is 5 tons. How did I get it? I collected the data for 30, 40 samples. By the way, let me tell you one more thing. For continuous data, you need to collect only 30 samples. And for attribute data, you need to collect around 200 to 1,100 samples. Now, there is a statistical basis for that. It is coming from central limit theorem. I would have loved to tell you about central limit theorem here, but I have another video very clearly, easily taking simple example, explaining this. You can watch this on my channel. But 30 and 200 to 100. Some people are telling, oh, how can 30, 40, 50 sample explain? See, it doesn't depend on the population. It doesn't depend on the population. With 30 samples, I can predict about heights of all the people in the world. I do this in my green belt and black belt training programs. We take an exercise. I ask people about their heights. We calculate the average standard deviation, and based on that, we calculate the whole distribution of all the people in the world. 6 billion people. I can easily get the distribution. Average is generally 174 centimeters. Standard deviation is 6 centimeters. I can predict people are between 145 centimeters to 195 something. I'll have to calculate, but you can do it in this exercise with your friends. Okay, 30 samples, good enough to make a judgment about large population. Sample size doesn't depend on the population. Similarly, for attribute data, suppose 50% of the customers are unhappy with you. 50% of the customers are unhappy. Even 10 samples, if I collect, it will give me the 5 people who are unhappy. I hope you are understanding. Suppose 50% of the people are unhappy with your services in your company. I just collect 10 samples. The 5 dissatisfied customers will appear in this 10 samples, right? I don't have to collect 100. Even if I collect 100 customers, I will get 50, 51, 52. Why? I don't want to be so precise. So even 10. So sample size doesn't depend on population. You may be having 100,000 customers, but 20, 30 samples will tell me 50% of your customers are dissatisfied. Now, I am not interested in calculating 50.738% are dissatisfied. Doesn't matter. Even 50% are dissatisfied. It's a problem for me. And I would like to see, my aim is not to measure correctly. My aim is to improve the process. So I have to first find out the samples, which sample size will give me enough information about my process so that I can set a goal. So today 50% are dissatisfied, and I'll just collect 50, 60, 100 samples also. I'll get that 50%, and I'll say, next time after 3 months, I'm doing a project now, customer satisfaction index to be increased from 50% to 80%. Why from 50 to 80? Because in 6 months, I can only improve that much. I would like to improve to 99%, but That is SMART, SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. SMART goal statement. We write a project charter. I'll show you. I think after 10 or 15 minutes, when I start talking about the DMAC, I'll show you that, the project charter also. So when you are looking at when you're setting a goal, it is to be SMART. So here 50% to 80%, and just collecting 40-50 samples is good enough. Don't spend or waste your time. It is a waste of collecting. Over processing is a waste. If you collect too many samples, it's not going to help you any. You are wasting the resources of your organization. Okay, so coming back. One more interesting thing, this attribute data and why it is important for you to understand. Let me ask you a question. Let's say there are two team members in an organization. They are doing some jobs. Or let's say, like in a hospital, there are two nurses, A and B. The hospital is giving the vaccination, our COVID vaccine, they're giving vaccinations. And every week I receive 10 patients complain that, after getting vaccine by nurse A, I had pain. And in case of B, 20 patients complain. Which nurse is better? You can think of your own organization. A is committing 10 mistakes, B is committing 20 mistakes. Who is better? Now I see a lot of answers. Who is better? Everyone's telling A. Oh my God. Oh no. No. First of all, you have C. I've just taught you. First of all, number of mistakes. Does it have a decimal point? Does it have a decimal point? It doesn't have a decimal. It is what? It is attribute data. No, mistakes, errors, complaints. It is attribute data. Please apply this basic rule. I told you, it is not written in books. Right? They will tell you about qualitative and quantitative. They will not never define it. But now let me. You are now a yellow belt. That too, certified by Anexas. Yeah. Oh. We help, by the way, once you become part of our family, we help you in doing projects as well later on. Okay, stay in touch with me. Yeah. You will ask one question. Oh, this is attribute data. You are telling me the information of only one category. Complaints or mistakes, whatever it is. Pain, complaints. What about the other category? No pain. Okay, I give you this data. So A vaccinated 100 people, B vaccinated 200 people. Now tell me, in case of vaccination skill, I'm talking about that only, who is better? Both are same. Here also 10% people are complaining, here also 10%. So problem is not in the nurse. I'm trying to improve pain. I suspected nurse is an issue. 85% of the problems in the process your company are due to processes, not people. Deming said, I am not saying that. Deming, 85% of the problems are due to the processes, not people. Change the process, same people will deliver excellent results. But you blame the people. Oh, nurse, so many complaints are there. Nurses don't know how to vaccinate. Sorry, the nurse is not an issue here. If all nurses are giving 10%, the nurse is not an issue. Something else is the issue. Maybe the vaccine is the issue. Maybe the person who is taking, in general population, 10% people will have pain. This is normal. No one to blame for it. Okay, got it? So, very important. I told you it is important to understand types of data. I'm stuck on the basics, but so sorry to tell you, but it is very important for you to understand this. Now coming back to our normal distribution curve. I hope now it has got settled in your brain. What is 15 and 45 minutes? In my traveling time, I'm going to take between 15 to 45 minutes. This I call it as lower control limit, and this I call it as upper control limit. LCL and UCL. Control limits. Remember those words. Control limits. Okay? Control limits. Every process has got a control limit. So what is the control limit of my traveling time to my office? It is how much? 15 minutes to 45 minutes. LCL and UCL. That means I'll be taking travel time between 15 to 45 minutes whenever I travel to my office. This is the way I behave. This is also known as voice of process. VOP. Voice of process. If my process had a voice, suppose this is my process, if it had a voice, on top of its voice, it will shout, hey, Mr. Amitabh is going to take between 15 minutes to 45 minutes. Please expect him to take 15 to 45. This is the way he is. This is the way he functions. Similarly, an operations company takes 15 tons to 45 tons per day. This is the way we are. This is the way our policies are. This is the way our machines are. This is the way we have trained our people. This is the way we operate. It will continue to be in this way. This process is predictable. I can predict Mr. Amitabh is going to take between 15 to 45 minutes. Suppose someone asks, why this variation between 15 to 45 minutes? Then I can answer, if this person is a yellow belt, has learned little bit of Lean and Six Sigma, I will explain to him. Travel time. Whatever is the effect, this is why we call it as Y. And whatever is the cause, we call it as X factors. This is also known as fishbone diagram, also known as cause and effect diagram. I'll show you a video after the training. I'll show you a lot of videos of tools and techniques after completion of 2 hours. I'm just briefly referring to those tools, but there are description of tools. Next 1 hour after we complete this program, I'll be showing a lot of tools. My team will also give you a lot of links to those tools like FME, failure modes and effects analysis, etc. ESCAP technique, which I'll be referring to in this yellow belt training right now. I'm using a Ishikawa diagram, fishbone diagram. Can you tell me what can be the reasons for my variation in the travel time? What affects my travel time? Yes, route, weather, okay, traffic, okay, my mood, yeah, okay. What else? Smashed some car, cost, vehicle, okay, vehicle, okay, you know that. Now, a statistical answer to a question, if someone asks, suppose my boss asked, yesterday you took 20 minutes, today you took 35 minutes, why? Statistical answer would be, lot of causes are acting on my system and producing this variation. And we call this as common cause variation. We call it as common cause variation. Okay. A lot of causes are acting on my system and producing this variation. And I will tell my boss, if he is also a yellow belt or a green belt or black belt, I'll say, don't waste my time in seeking answers to common cause variation. That means, don't ask me why yesterday I took 20 minutes, 25 minutes, because a lot of factors have their own variations. Traffic is having some variation every day. Route is having some variation every day. All these causes, mood also varies every day. This all variations together are putting up and combining together and producing this 15 to 45 minutes. I'll continue tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I'll continue to operate in 15 to 45 minutes. But suppose in one day, I took, say, 90 minutes. Then I can give you one specific reason. Today, my vehicle broke down. We call it special cause variation. So whenever I go out of control limits, we call it as this is an out of control process. I say there is a special cause variation in my process. I hope you understand this. I understood what is common cause variation, special cause variation. Special cause variation, I have to take immediate action. Special cause variation, what I have to do? I have to take immediate action. Operations manager will take in, like boss will ask, what happened 90 minutes today, Amitabh? So actually, I had my relative, he came to my home and I wanted to show him around. He'll say, well, how long he's going to stay? I say 10 days. And he's worried. Every day you are going to complain. He'll tell, please find a solution to that. And he will take immediate action. He'll ask me to take immediate action. But for this variation, no immediate action can be taken. But that's what happens in an organization. We are mistaken. In a sales company, let's say this is a sales process, $15,000 to $45,000 is our daily sales or weekly sales or monthly sales, whatever it is. We achieved best sales, Yahoo! Team, great job done, 40. Excellent, good job done. And then what happens? They have a nice cafeteria. Go to the cafeteria and celebrate also. Next week it goes down. The manager is thinking, why did I celebrate? I think now recognition has backfired. It goes down to 35. Again, it goes down to 30. Now he's worried. And he takes an action. He calls an emergency meeting, gives a nice motivation speech, finds a nice motivation speech on Google, memorizes it, and go for it. Yes, you are made to win. Yes, come on, guys. Yes. And then what happens? Next week it goes up. Aha. He thinks my motivational speech really worked wonders. Sorry, a green belt or a black belt or a yellow belt or a Lean Six Sigma person will say, my dear friend, even if you don't celebrate or don't give motivational speak, process is going to vary between 15 to 45. This is natural variation. Don't waste your time in finding causes. Like when my boss asked, why yesterday 20 minutes, today 35 minutes? And if he's not a yellow belt, he's a normal person. Normal person. I will not tell him, sir, it is because of the common cause and don't waste my time. I will not tell him that. I will tell him, sir, Baba, just come here. I'll take him into the window and I'll point towards some signal outside. I'll say, can you see that signal, boss? Boss says, yeah, I can see. Yeah, that signal, that red light is responsible for my, delay today. He's happy. He got a reason. I am happy. I gave him the reason. But the statistics is not happy. Statistics say, oh my God, what did I do? What did you do, my dear friend? This is how you are operating your process. That is how you are operating your machine. Going up, take an action. Going down, take an action. If you keep doing, what will happen to the machine? It will have this much more variation. My dear friend, first find an average of your process. Collect 20, 30 sample. Find an average. Get a standard deviation. Get plus 3 sigma, minus 3 sigma limits. Find your natural variation. And relax if it is within the control limit. That doesn't mean you completely relax. Doesn't mean that you completely relax. There is another important voice. It is voice of customer. Here, customer is my boss. He says, don't take more than 15 minutes to travel. Okay. Now, I can say, well, I need to change the process, change my whole process from here to here. I have to now change my average traveling time to 10, standard deviation to 1, so that, can you give me the values of now? 10 minutes, 1, 2, 3, 13 minutes, and 1, 2, 3, 7 minutes. My new lower control limit and upper control limit should be within the specification limit, which is voice of process. So this is SL. Remember, this was a CL. This was what? CL. Okay, this is SL. Specification limit. Specification limit is voice of customer given by the customer. CL is given by the process. This is the way I am operating. This is the way I will behave. Your policies, the procedures, the training, the equipment, the way you maintain your equipment, this is the way I am behaving. I want my process to behave like this within the specification limit. Then I'm not producing any error. Such processes are Six Sigma processes. No errors, very less errors, very few errors. If you go to a yellow belt training program, they will start showing you Six Sigma slides. 3 defects in 1 million opportunities. Then they will start giving you some standard examples. They will spend 1 hour time telling you all the stories. Why is 3 Sigma defects per million? I'm not spending that time. Hopefully you have already heard about that. If not, I've also produced those slides. Don't worry. They are also available on my, but I'm giving you value. Okay, I'm giving you value. And please have trust on me. Whenever I'm doing something, it has got a purpose. When I was telling you and showing you the story of implementing Lean Six Sigma, it was there was a purpose. I was showing you how Lean Six Sigma is implemented in an organization over the next different phases. Although I was telling my own examples, it was not like to advertise myself. I don't need that much. I've got enough credentials. But you are new to the process. You're not. You should see that these things really do happen. They are not in books. They are being implemented in the real organizations by real people. So that convincing needs to be done. And that is the whole purpose of showing you those stories. Okay, coming back. 7 to 13 minutes. Now shifting. This is like shifting the DNA of the process. Changing the DNA. This is the way you were operating earlier. Now I want to shift the DNA. This is the way you are operating. Now I want to operate in this way. I'm changing the DNA of the process. This will not happen in a meeting or giving a memo or giving a nice lecture or motivation lecture. It is going to take lot of effort of following Lean Six Sigma, DMAC methodology: define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. DMAIC. Okay, DMAC. Then you have to identify which of the process is the root cause. Like so many X factors are there. Which of them is affecting why I'm at 30? Of course, I just took an example of traveling time. If I take an example of sales process, your voice of customer would be increase the sales, isn't it? You're not happy with it. You're not looking for going down. So here you'll be looking at increasing the sales above 50. And here your effort will be to shift. This takes efforts. DMAC, define, measure, analyze. Let me tell you. Let me talk about that. By the way, let me talk 1 or 2 more tools, some statistical tools. See, when we do root cause, see, so many X factors will be there. When you are finding causes, there are so many X factors, 20, 30, 40. You have to zero down on the root causes. You use Pareto technique. Pareto is 80-20 rule. Again, I've got a video. My team will send. These videos are all available, but I'm giving you glimpses of that. By the way, my team, because there is no time to talk about one very, very important technique, FMEA, failure modes and effects analysis, first used by NASA. NASA wanted to send the man on the moon to Apollo missions, and they were failing. 1965, 6, 7. They failed in first few attempts. Then they used a technique called failure modes and effects analysis, FMEA. So my team, if you can put that FMEA, that 7-8 minutes video explaining FMEA, that is there, you can watch, because I can see there is not enough time left for teaching FMEA. So I'm just putting that FMEA tool, and you can watch that anytime, and you'll understand what is FMEA. I've taken a day-to-day example of going to office and how you can, improve any process. So, so use those. There are a lot of techniques available. So one of the technique I was talking about is Pareto. Pareto was an Italian economist who found that 80% of the wealth in Italy was with 20% of the people. 80% of the people owned the remaining 20% of the wealth. 80-20 rule. Joseph Juran applied this to quality, and he said 80% of the problems are due to 20% of the causes. So if you listed 10 causes here, only two are responsible. Two are responsible for my 80% of the problem. And which are these two? You have to validate. How would you validate? So now I have got X, I've got Y. And my dear friend, Y is function of X. Y is the result. Y is the result. X is the cause. Y is the result. X is the cause. Don't see, result is not in your hand. If you focus on result only, it will give you stress. Oh, my infection rates are high. Complaints are high. My delivery times are high. People are complaining about my services. This is why. This is the symptom. Go to the doctor with a fever. That is the symptom. He applies Six Sigma. He measures. First he calculates the data. He calculates, oh, your body temperature is this. That is the measure, critical measure. And then he doesn't treat the symptom. He collects the data, takes X-ray, blood test, etc., and he finds the root cause of the problem. He treats. He gives you medicine for that root cause. He doesn't treat your symptom. Doesn't tell you, okay, sit in the refrigerator for 2 minutes and come out. Your temperature will fall down. He's not telling that. But that's how we manage our companies. Oh, my customer complaints are high. We'll have a meeting, emergency meeting. And we are trying to reduce the body temperature. Symptom, acting on the symptom. Nothing will happen, my dear friend. Go and collect the data on X factors. Then try to establish relationship between the two. How will you establish? Do a cause and effect diagram. I will tell you, if time permits, I'll tell you how to do a brainstorming session, how to do a cause and effect diagram also. But they are simple tools, so I'm not going too much of details. Let me tell you, how will you do statistical analysis? Continuous data, I can do histogram. If it is single column, I did it on recruitment cycle time. If it is attribute data, I can do a Pareto chart. So let me show you, what do you mean by this? Recruitment cycle time is high. Okay, let me show you before I show you the analysis part, let me show you the project also. This is the company, exactly 10 years ago, that it is dated, if you see, July 2011, almost 2021 it is. Okay. These are real companies, real projects. They want to reduce the recruitment cycle time. We are following define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. 5 phases. Every green belt and black belt follows when you take up an improvement project. You form a team. Process name is recruitment. Problems are in the processes, not in the people. Don't blame the recruitment team. Recruitment team blames the department manager. You don't respond to we send you the CV, you don't respond. Managers are, operations is blaming the HR team. Everyone blames each other. Nothing happens. Recruitment time remains high. Champion, sponsor, champion, HR director, recruitment manager. I'm the master black belt. And then first thing in define phase, you do a SIPOC, supplier input, process, output, and customer. What is a SIPOC? How to do a SIPOC? I'm going to show you a video after the 2 hours are over. My team can note, please. We have to show 2-3 videos. One is SIPOC, one is to show cause and effect diagram, Then if brainstorming session also, I will how to conduct a nice brainstorming session. What are the ground rules of brainstorming? I will show after the 2 hours are over. But right now, in nutshell, you start with customers, identify the customers, outputs, right to left. What are the inputs to your process? This I do it for any project. And right now I'm taking a recruitment cycle time. It can be procurement cycle time. It can be discharge time of patients from a hospital, account opening time in a company, in a bank, any process. Think of, see, alienate yourself from your domain now. As a yellow belt or green belt or black belt, you're alienating. See, problem is just numbers to you. Then a measure on the output is a Y. And the measure on your X factors is the X factors. Like time taken to mobilize the candidate, time to develop mobilization time. Your time taken, recruitment time is the Y. And it is dependent on CVs, available, not available, attribute data, available, not available. Budget, approved, not approved, attribute, or how much, it is continuous. HR staff, skilled, unskilled. These are all factors affecting, these are the X factors. They are in your hands. Recruitment cycle time is the result, it is not in your hand. Results are not in your hand. Only the X factors. You can do something about X factors, you can't do anything. Y is an output. My sales are low. After 1 month, you will know that is a symptom. You can't do anything. Damage is already done. My complaints are high. Customer has left. These are all symptoms. I can't do anything about it. So first thing I'm doing SIPOC. I'm doing supplier input, process output, and customers. SIPOC. So customers, output, process, input, and suppliers. SIPOC. I'm alienating. I'm focusing on process, not on people. And then I make a project charter with a nice problem statement and a goal statement. Today, recruitment cycle time is more than 60 days. I would like to reduce it to less than 60 days. If I do, there are some benefits to the organization. Define phase completed. Go to the measure phase. I collect the data on recruitments and I draw a histogram, the way I showed it to you, and also calculate sigma level. There's a method to calculate sigma level. It requires half an hour of explanation. So I have not taken that because I wanted to give you the bigger picture of DMAC and define, measure, analyze, improvement, control, so that you understand what is Lean Six Sigma, what it actually delivers. As a yellow belt, you're not going into the deep stats like calculations, etc. So you calculate higher the sigma level, better is the process. 6 sigma means 3 defects in 1 million opportunities. So I am measuring how I am performing. Now I go to the analyze phase. I have got 2 doors. I have got 2 doors, process door and data door. So let me explain that. That will help me if I take the help of a video. So if I just take
Once we have collected the data in the measure phase, now it is time to analyze. After all, we have collected the data to analyze and get the root causes. How would you do that? You can follow 2 doors, process door and data door. In the data door, generally you start with a cause and effect diagram, then move to control impact matrix, then maybe you would like to do the root cause analysis using 5Y techniques, or you can move on to the Pareto analysis and get your vital few. Once you have got the root causes, you can validate them using box plots and scatter plots. In the process door, you will do the value stream mapping and get the non-value added activities and move the 7 wastes and identify which activity is taking longest time. You identify the constraint and then you apply techniques like escape technique to further improve the process and suggest a new process. Whichever route you are following, finally you will end up getting the root causes of your problems. And once you have got the root causes, then you can move on to the improve phase. So let us start talking about the analyze phase. The goal of the analyze phase is identifying the root First, the purpose of brainstorming should be clear to everyone who is participating in the brainstorming. So it's better to followed in brainstorming. The rules of brainstorming are: give equal opportunity to everyone who is participating. So tell them to participate, and you can use different techniques. As I told you, we'll be learning in the improve phase. Capture all the ideas, so document all the ideas, whatever is being discussed, whatever ideas the participants are given, someone should be there to document, or a scribe you can appoint to document all the ideas. Leave your designation and ego along with your shoes outside the meeting room. That means don't think that if you are senior, your idea carries more weightage. So obviously this ground rule should be very clear to everyone, and everyone should be encouraged to give an idea, and everyone's idea should carry equal weightage. There should be a non-threatening environment. When people are giving ideas, they should not be afraid of giving ideas. So you should create an environment where people should be encouraged to give the ideas. Also, we should ensure that wherever the brainstorming is taking place, there should not be any disturbance, so people are focused on brainstorming. Sometimes people might deviate from the topics. There is a tendency that some important issue crops up during the discussion. So at that time, you can always create a parking lot saying that, well, this idea or this issue is very, very important, and we can park it to be discussed after a while once we complete the brainstorming on this particular topic. We should encourage people to fantasize freely. We should not put brakes on our thoughts. So you can give some out-of-the-box ideas, you can give some wild ideas, and if people are giving you wild ideas, they should be encouraged. If you give a specific duration of brainstorming, we should try to complete the brainstorming within the time duration. And defer evaluation. Now this is one of the rules which is often violated. People start discussing the ideas. Someone gives an idea and someone else says, well, it will not work in an organization. Or some other person gives an idea and someone else comments that, wow, it's a great idea. So don't evaluate. Reserve your comments for evaluation at a later stage. When you are generating the idea, when you are generating the root causes, they are not to be evaluated. You cannot say that it is a good idea or this is a very good root cause which you have thought of. No evaluation, just write down whatever is being suggested. Generate quantity, do not worry about the quality at the initial stages. So you have to generate lots of root causes, lots of solutions, more the better. A pearl diver, he dives into the sea to find the pearls. If he just collects 10 oysters, the probability of getting the pearl is very low. But if he collects thousands of oysters, the probability of getting the pearl is very high. So similarly, if you want to collect great ideas, some of the out-of-the-box ideas, some creative ideas, then definitely you should create more and more ideas. So how to generate those ideas? There are different techniques. Some of these techniques will be discussed.
So I just took some time out and told about the brainstorming also. There are lots of tools, as I told you. My team has put FMEA there. They can also put escape technique, because I'll not be explaining the escape technique. But quickly, verbally, I'll tell you about what is escape technique. See, I map the process. So now I'm in the analyze phase of my recruitment project. I map the process in detail and find which is value added, which is non-value added. Out of 7, 8 waste, I'll get lots of waste in my process. Wow. And then apply escape technique. Eliminate, simplify, combine, automate, and parallel. ESCAP. Sometimes E is also there, error proofing, but error proofing actually POKA means even by mistake you cannot commit a mistake. This is a methodology. You devise a system such that you can't commit a mistake, even if you want to commit. Like even foolish person cannot commit a mistake. It is also known as foolproofing. So you can do escape technique, and if you want to use E, because error proofing actually is a separate methodology, so I don't include that there. So can I eliminate the step? Yeah, of course. Can I combine these steps? Yes. Can I automate these 4 steps? Yeah, nowadays automation, so much of automation is available. Change the process. You'll be surprised that if you see, list down all your steps, apply escape. In 2 to 3 hours of escape technique, you will redefine your process, and your boss will also agree to you to that. Oh, why are we doing this? We have been doing this for the last 3-4 years. We were wasting our time. Most of the time, this will work. Then, of course, cause and effect diagram. Get hold of people and ask them, okay, What are the causes? They write down on the piece of sheet, and then we put it on sticky notes, or we put it on man, machine, material method. I will show you the video after 10 minutes. Just wait for that. Let me finish the regular session. And then after that, I do a Pareto. I list down all the things. And first I vote. I ask people to vote on it. People have voted. I list down all the votes in the descending order, which is occurring most of the time. Okay, these are occurring most of the time. And I do a Pareto chart, Pareto example. How it is done, let me also show you in mini tab. So this is the man, machine, material, right? Man, machine, material method. These are the causes. I can quickly do. Nowadays, everything is automated. Don't have to really worry. So I cause and effect diagram. Okay. Delayed recruitment is due to so many causes. Well, I can't work on all the causes. So what I'll do, I'll prioritize. I will list it down. Reasons, less resources, delayed response. These are the listed reasons of all the delayed recruitments happened in the past, say, 1 month or so. And then I do a cause and effect diagram. Sorry, Pareto analysis, which is occurring most of the time. I list it down here, which is occurring most of the time. Okay. How many times less resources occurred? 1 time. Delayed response from hiring manager 14 times. Let me do a Pareto quickly. 80-20 rule. Okay. I got my reasons. 80% of my problems are due to these. Manual process followed. Delayed response from hiring manager. Some departments themselves are responsible. Some departments very specific. Delayed response. Now this is preliminary investigation, dear friend. Let me validate them. How will I validate? When I collect more data. Okay, I thought hiring manager is not responding. So I collected that the manager response time was 18 days. Candidate response time is 4 days. Process type followed was manual. Department was A. Recruitment time was 90. I collected 15 such samples. And I start investigating. Why? This is my why. Total recruitment time is Y. Output. Is it impacted by the X factor, like manager's response time? When the data both are continuous data, I will use a scatter plot. I'll make a scatter plot. When both the data are continuous data, do scatter plot. Both are continuous. This is continuous. This is continuous. I'll do a scatter plot. Let us do a scatter plot. Continuous and continuous, scatter plot. Yes. Okay. Let us do that. Total recruitment time. Okay. Is it impacting? Let us see. I'll put it both values. Manager response time. Appears to be impacting. There's a relation, positive correlation. And I can even calculate this regression equation. No time to calculate, tell you about regression equations. Like it can predict. I can predict if manager responds in 18 days, how much will be the recruitment time? It's a straight line equation. Very easily I can predict. Just 2 clicks, I can get my regression equation. It is 84 days, 85 days plus 0.9 times candidate response. Now, I'll not be able to explain this in detail, but you can get it. How about candidate response time? Is it impacting the total recruitment time? Tell me, is it impacting candidate response time? Your answer would be, I don't know. Let the data prove it. Deming used to say, in God we trust, rest others bring data. Candidate response time, let us see. Well, there is no relation. Don't worry about candidate response time. Don't work on it. Don't try to improve that. You'll waste your time. Similarly, total recruitment time, is it impacted by the department? Is some department taking more time, some department less time? Department is attribute data, total recruitment science is continuous data. I will use a box plot. Okay, I used a box plot. Okay, let me see. Department. Yes, some departments are taking more time. So let me work on that. That is the root cause. B, department B, taking more time. I will work on that. That is the root cause. Department is in root cause. Process manual or automatic? Is it root cause? Let me tell you, that is again, both are, one is attribute, one is continuous data. I will use box plot. I am using a box plot, process type. Oh, it is same. You use manual or automated process, it's the same thing. Some departments use manual process, some automated. So don't waste your time in automation. Automation is not going to help you. It will still remain the same. So data, the 15 samples have proven, and it will save a lot of money for your organizations. That's how we do. Okay, so we validated our root causes. We found our root causes. We did a nice brainstorming session. Different techniques we applied, got lots of solutions, then prioritized those solutions in the improve phase, made a nice data implementation plan. We are in improve phase right now. And once we have improved, now recruitment cycle time is reduced, and we need to sustain this for a long, long time. That is very important. So you have to sustain also. That is sustenance is important. So you put some control system like control plans, control charts. Control charts, I told you, they made a control chart, and let us observe our process on a regular basis and try to maintain it within control. And that is how you do a improvement project. Let me check. Have you understood anything or not? Some testing times. Let me test. So we have understood, define, CPHQ charter, measure types of data, normal distribution, cause and effect, Pareto, box plot, sketch plot. I have done brief mentioning, improve phase brainstorming, control. We have understood some of the tools. Some of the success factors of Lean Six Sigma. Maybe I'll skip this part.
Here are my top 3 reasons why some Lean and Six Sigma projects succeed while others don't.
Now, let me do this. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Who Wants to Be a Green Belt? And you are going to win.
Let's play. Here we go.
Life money product. Tell me, which of the following not a deliverable of DMAC phase? Right answer will give you $10,000. Wrong answer, I'm sorry, will not give you anything. Okay, tell me, what is the right answer for this question? And let me see, first, let me see who is, let me see what is the right answer. And the right answer is, of course, what is not a deliverable? I'm saying not a deliverable of measure phase. Not a deliverable of measure phase. In measure, you just click the data. So it is not a deliverable. Yes, proposed solution. Yes. Next one. Input to a process are called what? Input to a process are called what? Yes. Let's see the right answer. और देखना ये है कि सबसे सही उत्तर किसने दिया पहले. Let me see who's given the right. Oh, so many people. Everyone has given the right answer. Okay. Okay. Output of a process is. Okay. So I hope you have all answered. Almost everyone has answered. 95% of the time you have answered right. Okay. I'm just looking at the questions, just in case people are able to.
Now we are going to talk about one of the easiest but very effective 7 basic quality tools. This is about a root cause analysis tool which can be used to structure a brainstorming session. That's right, I'm going to give you some information about the very famous and useful fishbone diagram. Fishbone diagram is also known as the Ishikawa diagram. It is a cause and effect diagram that helps managers to track down the reasons for imperfections, variations, defects, or failures. The fishbone diagram identifies many possible causes for an effect or problem, and that is why you can use it to structure a brainstorming session. When a team's thinking tends to fall into a hollow and you feel there is no way out, an Ishikawa diagram can come to help. For example, most of the time we tend to blame the people for any problem. The fishbone diagram prevents us from falling into this trap. The diagram looks just like a fish skeleton with the problem at its head and the causes for the problem feeding into the spine. Once all the causes that underline the problem have been identified, managers can start looking for solutions to ensure that the problem doesn't become a recurring one. So how can you do that? Let us look at the steps while you construct the cause and effect diagram. Step number 1, you start by deciding your problem statement and write it on the center within a box. Step number 2, you should analyze the major cause of the problem and write them down next to the problem statement horizontally. Step number 3, now you can go on with categorizing the causes as branches of the mid-vein. You can use the categories like mankind, machines, method, measurement, material, and environment, or Mother Nature, just to make it 6 M's. Step number 4, using the brainstorming technique, ask questions like why is it happening and find the answer to each cause. Step number 5, the process does not stop here. You need to continue to ask why and generate deeper levels of causes. Step number 6, as you do this, you will realize that you are getting closer and closer to the causes and effects of the problem and reaching nearer to the solution. And that's it. In a simple yet effective way, you will reach your solution in no time. I can tell you about various situations where this technique has proven to be so useful and saved valuable time for many organizations. As they say, time is money. You can use this technique to indirectly save a lot of money. So next time you are stuck with a problem, you know exactly what to do. If you think there are too many causes, then you can apply Pareto to zero down on vital few causes. I have discussed Pareto's principle in another video. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to like it and share it so that others can also benefit. Subscribe to my channels to learn about more quality tools. Some of them are really advanced tools, because cause and effect diagram was a very basic, one of the 7 basic QC tools, but very effective. Until then, stay motivated and never stop learning. Happy learning!
Yeah, now let us look at other questions. Is the certificate going to help me to get the job? Yes, of course. Tell me, if a person knows all these tools and techniques, a manager will like to have such a person in the team, right? So these tools and techniques, see, there are, but trust me, if I'm a manager or running operations of an organization, if someone knows about these tools like Pareto chart, cause and effect diagram, understanding of control limits, voice of process, specification limits, definitely I would like to have a person like this in my team, because it will help me. Which organization would not like to have such a person? And a lot of companies, they've started asking minimum qualification. Sometimes you should be a green belt. It is not necessary that you have to join quality. You can still remain an accountant, remain an engineer, remain a chef, a doctor. A lot of doctors, more than 3,000 doctors have been certified by us as black belts. You still remain as a doctor, continue, in your regular profession. But this is just will help. This will help you to complete your job much more effectively. Okay. Then yes. Okay. Any other questions? Let me see. Yeah, other question. You can play. Okay, if you have got some. Okay. Any other questions I need to specifically answer? If you can just let me know. Yes. What are more courses available other than Lean Six Sigma? We have data analytics, we have artificial intelligence, we have got other courses, PMP, project management, very popular one. Then we have got a CPHQ, certified professional in healthcare quality. Okay. Mechanical design engineer will be benefit. Yes, of course. A lot of tools like Kano analysis, FMEA, failure modes and effects analysis. These are all used in design. Okay. And we are following the world body of knowledge of IASSC, ASQ. See, all the bodies, almost like Lean Six Sigma body of knowledge is almost same in almost all the certifying companies. We are affiliated to IASSC. So we are following both Lean and Six Sigma. But it is all, we are, all the certifying bodies, like our certificate is valid everywhere. So that's one thing, important thing to note. And if you want to appear for some other certificate exam also, feel free to do that. Your learning you get from this company will help you to appear for a crack any exam. Sometimes your own company conducts a separate certification because see, there is no one body of certification in Lean Six Sigma. There are several. And why it is, see, Lean Six Sigma is more of doing, proving something. It is not, it is not like some standardized thing, some university which is giving you a little bit of, there's only one body and no one else can give the certificates. It's not like that. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, rather than admin questions, I'll answer the technical questions. Will the 50 to 75% discount apply to all students? No, no, no. Anyone who registers today and tomorrow, it is applicable to everyone. Plus, students will get some more discounts. On top of it, students get more discounts. But for today and tomorrow, 50 to 75% is applicable for almost everyone. To almost everyone. You can check with my team how much is applicable for today. Can you tell me yellow belt, green belt, black belt? Okay. So yellow belt is like very initial level. White belt is also like, the white belt is like just half an hour session you attend or DMAC. So you're already a white belt. Now yellow belt is higher. And green belt is, you know, learn tool and technique, or not only learn, but you also practice. Black belt is you learn in-depth, high-end statistical tools. Master black belts, you know how to roll out Lean Six Sigma. It is more of management-related training. So more how to implement Lean and Six Sigma in an organization, and how to manage multiple projects, how to train others. If you want to become a consultant, or you yourself want to become a self-employed person, that is for Master Black Belt. Yeah. Then contacts, can you write the contact email ID? My team can write in the chat box contact email ID so that they can connect with us. This certification is approved in Canada. Everywhere it is approved. All around the world it is approved. Then in Canada, if there is some other popular certifying agency, you can appear for their exams also, additionally. But it is approved. A lot of people have, from Canada, have appeared for our exam. Canadian companies are appointing us and they are taking our certifications. US companies are doing it, Middle East companies are doing it, UK companies are doing it. So, see, those who know real Lean Six Sigma, they know there is no one single certifying body. So, certification is what matters. We also prepare you for interviews, some interview questions, maybe CPHQ. Can you play the CPHQ video? We also prepare you for interviews after the session. We send you interview questions. So let me show you a glimpse. My team will put a CPHQ. I think I promised you I'll show you CPHQ video, right? Can you please show that?
We are discussing about the Lean and Six Sigma interview questions. Let me talk about CPHQ. CPHQ is a tool derived from Deming's systems approach. He used to say that 85% of the problems are due to the processes and only 15% are contributed by the people. It is a tool that gives you 50,000 feet overview of the process. If you give me only one page to give maximum information about the process, then I would use a CPHQ. So if you are asked about the CPHQ, then you can say that it is a tool that is used to see the overall process in one instant. It gives the whole picture of suppliers, inputs, process, output, and customers. And the CPHQ, the acronym, stands for that. It makes us follow the systems approach of Deming. It is usually done in the define phase immediately after you have written the project charter. Once we know the project, then we make a CPHQ on the process in which you are doing the project. This helps us to focus on the process rather than blaming the people for all the defects, errors, and delays. To make a CPHQ, we move from right to left. That means we start by identifying the customers, then the output, then process steps, and the inputs and the suppliers. CPHQ helps us to identify the inputs or the X factors which are influencing our output, that is the Y. Because Y is function of X, CPHQ is the starting point of using the statistical methods. After that, you can give an example of a CPHQ of a process from the organization for which you are appearing for an interview. I hope you found this useful. If you liked it, then you can forward to your friends too, and keep letting me know which questions you would like me to answer.
There is an exam after the training, and we guarantee that you'll pass that. 100% guarantees that you'll pass that exam. So that is also important. Yeah, forgot to tell you that. So we conduct an exam after the training, and our passing percentage is 100%. You can take 2 attempts. In fact, most of you, 99% people pass in first attempt, and if not, second attempt without any additional cost. And the certification is valid throughout life. There is no expiry date. Like your graduation, it doesn't have an expiry date. Similarly, certification doesn't have an expiry date. I know some certifying bodies, they do it for 3 years. After 3 years, they ask you to pay some money, and then it's recertify again for another 3 years. I don't agree personally to that. But if you are going for some other certification, then of course, you have to check with that certifying body. And stay connected with me on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Lean and Six Sigma is an improvement methodology which reduces costs, defects, errors, cycle times, and increases the customer satisfaction, resulting in better efficiency and higher profits. In short, it does whatever a CEO or a shareholders want. It is used in all domains, be it manufacturing, services, oil and gas, IT, construction, banking, healthcare, textile, telecom, BPO, and whatnot. Here, we convert the improvement opportunities in the organizations to projects and train people like you who are working in these processes as green belts and black belts who execute those projects in 5 phases: define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. In define phase, we set the direction for improvement by writing a problem and goal statement and forming a project team. In measure, we collect the data and understand how the process is performing. In analyze, we analyze the root causes, we map the process, identify the waste, use cause and effect diagram, Pareto analysis, graphical analysis, and hypothesis tests. In improve phase, we generate ideas to take care of root causes using lots of tools like brainstorming, mistake proofing, FMEA, etc. And in control phase, we sustain the improvements for a long time by using process management and control charts. To become a black belt, you just need to know addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and of course, a lot of fire in the belly. Do I need to tell you that? Of course, it is Anexas where professionalism meets fun and where people fall in love with statistics and process improvement. Well, that's what our clients tell us. And we take pride in telling that we are the best. If you are not doing Six Sigma with us, then you are missing something.
Yes, proudly we tell you. One of the reasons my team told me that come online and tell the world what are our capabilities. Because there are so many companies. If some companies, they spend a lot of money on advertisements, and then, they try to say that, they appear first time in Google search. So this is an open challenge to all the trainers in the world. So do come online and match our proficiency. Why not? If they can match, and if you find a better trainer, please go there. No issues. Greenbelt, for how many sections? See, there's 3 days of training, 3 days of green belt training, 3 days of black belt training. And this is like full days on weekends. Otherwise, in the evening, we take 2 to 2 hours, or in the morning, we take 2 to 2 hours. If you join that session, around 20 to 25 hours of classroom training online live will be provided. Plus, a lot of videos will be given to you. But all these things, you don't have to really see the videos because everything will be covered in the classroom. The way I did it right now, there's a combination of live and video sessions so that it helps you to understand things better. Idea is that to transfer the knowledge. I hope you liked the session. I will take leave now, and thanks a lot. Ravi is telling my question is not answered. What is your question? Ravi, okay. Provide context to ask if facing problem in registering. You can write SEO@anexas.net, SEO@anexas.net, or you can just write a message to me on LinkedIn. I'll be happy to help you. LinkedIn, Amitabh Saxena is my name, so you can just get it. Kamil Selvam is telling he's already registered. Okay, thank you. Abhishek is asking, how will it help in my master's degree in manufacturing sector? So it is, as you can see, manufacturing. Can you please play manufacturing video, Naveen? Actually, Lean Six Sigma first originated in manufacturing, so it is highly applicable there. And this knowledge will help you to improve the efficiency of your machines. It will help you to improve the productivity, solve all operations related problems. Manufacturing, like as I said, is applicable everywhere, including healthcare, banking, manufacturing, IT. There's IT and manufacturing. Can you show these videos, please, Naveen? So let me show you some sector-wise videos. And I will just take leave now. Thanks a lot.
The world we have created is the product of our own thinking, and we cannot improve the world without improving our thinking. The long-term chronic problems of manufacturing companies like low productivity, lower machine efficiency, high rework, high inventories, high product wastage can't be solved using only experience, logic and intuition. You might be a good operations person, a good engineer or an excellent operator, but you need to have basic knowledge and understanding of some problem solving and process improvement tools too. Here is how Lean Six Sigma can improve your processes in manufacturing. Lean Six Sigma is defined as a business improvement method that aims to maximize the shareholders' value by improving the quality, speed, customer satisfaction, and reduce the costs. It merges tools and principles from both Lean and Six Sigma to do this. It has become the most popular business strategies for deploying continuous improvement in the manufacturing industries. With its help, you can make sure that only essential steps remain in a process. The moment I say Lean Six Sigma techniques, high quality, low cost, increased profits, and customer satisfaction should automatically come to your mind. It is very rightly said that machines are mere pieces of metal if they cannot be made efficient. Lean Six Sigma helps you to do this. What is the core of Lean Six Sigma? It's DMAC. Yes. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. It helps you to reduce the existing problems with unknown causes. Here we train the staff of the manufacturing units as the green belts and black belts, and they convert all the problems into improvement projects. So now the difficulties become opportunities. Then they complete these projects and get certified. It's a win-win for both the organization and the employees. Now, how does Lean Six Sigma decrease the cost? Shijo Shingo said that the most hazardous waste is the waste that we do not recognize. Firstly, Lean Six Sigma focuses on removing the 7 wastes like overproduction, transportation, inventory, etc. from a process. In manufacturing sector, this step can lower the cost of a process by leaps and bounds. Secondly, Lean Six Sigma focuses on solving the problems caused by a process. Here we focus on the processes, not on people, because we believe that 85% of the problems are due to the processes and not due to the people. Defects in your product can cost your organization a fortune, so the focus is on reducing the defects by focusing on the processes. Let me talk about some Lean Six Sigma tools that can be used in manufacturing. Value stream mapping, Kanban, 5S, cause and effect analysis, control charts, DMAC, 5 Whys, Kaizen, hypothesis tests, etc., etc., etc. Let us talk about a few. 5S. A well-organized workplace becomes important if you want to eliminate waste and reduce the errors. 5S is the way to do that. Control charts. By understanding the control charts, you can understand the difference between the common causes and special causes. For special causes, you take immediate action, and for common causes, you take long-term actions. Kanban. It is a visualizing tool on maximizing the flow of goods and work without unnecessary inventory or transportation. Then we have 5 Whys. Ask why 5 times, and you will get to the root cause of the problem. Hypothesis tests. They establish the relationship between the outputs and inputs, and you can get the root cause with 95% confidence. Value stream mapping. It is used for defining and assessing the movement of the raw materials from the beginning of the process to delivery to the customer. It is a way in which the current state of a process is documented and the future state is visualized. If you want in-depth knowledge about all the tools and techniques, you can always join my Lean Six Sigma Green Belt and Black Belt training programs. So that was about Lean Six Sigma in manufacturing. I hope you have got a clear picture about why Lean Six Sigma is so important in the manufacturing industry. Share this video with your friends and don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you don't want to miss out on our important updates on the tools and techniques of Lean and Six Sigma and even project management. Happy learning!
So I'll just take a leave now, and we can show some still more videos for all sectors. So all the remaining sectors, if we can just show the videos.
How can Lean and Six Sigma be used in IT? I have implemented Lean and Six Sigma in many IT organizations, and each of them have given different benefits. But 3 benefits have been common to all organizations, and they are improvement in customer satisfaction, reduction of costs, and reduction of cycle times and project delivery times. When applied to IT operations, Lean Six Sigma aims to measure and improve both internal processes such as network speed and reliability and external processes like server response time, etc. Other projects which I have executed in IT industries are reduction of defect density and reduction of issues, on-time project delivery, reduction of rework, improvement of IT help desk services by reducing both time and errors. Lean Six Sigma also helps you to quantify the benefits of IT projects which are implemented within the organization. The Lean Six Sigma tools also help you to improve IT support services. How do we do that? By training the staff of IT companies to use Lean Six Sigma tools and techniques and apply DMAC methodology, that is define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. They convert the improvement opportunities in the company to Lean Six Sigma projects and complete them to achieve their certifications as green belts and black belts. So they identify the opportunities, they convert them into the projects, and these employees, after applying Lean Six Sigma tools and techniques, improve the process and get certified. So it's a win-win situation. Lean Six Sigma helps to integrate the process excellence in an IT organization's culture to achieve CMM level 5 too. Now you may ask, strategically, what is the impact on IT organizations after implementing Lean Six Sigma? My answer would be, Lean Six Sigma improves the efficiency of your business and processes, improves the quality of the services you provide, increases the return on investment, improves workforce productivity, and reduces the project completion time. Overall, it helps the organization to deliver faster and more accurate results. To give you examples, some of the tools which have yielded excellent results are use of FMEA. It has resulted in identifying the mistakes and also preventing those mistakes from occurring. Use of control charts help many organizations to find the special causes and appropriately take action on it. And then identifying the difference between the common causes and special causes, these organizations have been able to take long-term improvement projects. Kano model has been used to classify the customer requirements into must-haves, good-to-have, and nice-to-have, and that has also helped the voice of customer conversion to CTQ, the critical to quality characteristics, the important characteristic, what the customer is looking for. 5 whys, it has helped many organizations to get to the root causes of many issues. So what are you waiting for? Get your Lean Six Sigma certification from Anexas right now. As they say, better late than never.